All right, Alex. Another important thing that I want you to recognize is that this is the volume down here, and if you draw a trend line, uh, you can see that the volume is steadily and consistently declining, right? So I usually watch the volume pretty closely here because this could be a what we call um, a falling wedge, right? So if you draw a trend line to the top, on the top of that, we'll remove those previous lines that we drew, right? This sucker fell sharply and it fell fast. And if you see the lines, right, that wedge is falling, right? The point is basically at the bottom of the where the support is now, and the volume is declining at the same time. So in order to be a falling wedge, it has to have declining volume at the same pace. Um, that means that the price is very likely to shoot back up once the bottom of the wedge fills out. So probably another candle or so. I would be looking at buying calls on this particular one because I'm looking at I'm looking at all the other ones, and Microsoft is looking pretty strong, and the VIX has actually fell back below that resistance right there. So all things look pretty good for for another rise up above. Now would be a good time to buy some calls. So if I go to my call menu, right? I'm on puts right now, but let me switch over to calls. On the 19th, we're looking at 136, which is basically 80 cents out of the money. Those are a bit expensive, so I'm going to go for 137, go a little bit further out of the money, and I'm looking at 129. Okay, so that's not terrible. And what we're looking at here is the delta, right? So here's the delta category, and on this particular call it's 37. I traditionally like to buy with a delta under 30 if I can. So this is not terrible. This kind of gauges the price on how expensive it is or inexpensive it is, and being that close to the money, that's a pretty decent price. What I would try to do is I would try to, if the price actually was able to come back down here, this is where I would target my buy. And that's where the cheapest options are going to be for calls, right? Because you're planning on the price to move back up. So this is where this blue line here is where I would want the underlying price to be when I bought. So going back down here to the option price, if you were to put in 5,000 on this particular one, you could get 129. You can get 38 contracts. So that's a pretty large position, honestly. But as the next candle kind of fills out, and maybe the one after that, we'll confirm if the price is going to go up. If it immediately reacts to and starts going up, then that's what you definitely want to do. You don't want to buy past that blue line, because then you're just chasing the price up, right? So you want to buy between that blue line and that blue line. What I would do is I would initial entry here on case of a break, and if the price goes back down, like I'd snatch up some right now. I would buy in small because the price is going back and testing the bottom of that potential bear flag, right? But I know the price is strong enough based on what I'm seeing, so I would buy some here, and then I would buy some here, but I wouldn't buy past that blue line. So we'll see how it plays out.